Good morning. Welcome to the channel, Great Cloudy Day. And I'm Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment. Probably not the only sage of the eternal moment. I'm sure there's other people experiencing that eternal moment better than I do. They're more now centered than I. But that's just what I'm... Anyway. And if yesterday you were confused because you might have seen a change in the name of the channel for a minute, I even mentioned it, I think, in the video, that I did change it. But I ended up changing it back to Great Cloudy Day. And you can only change the name of the channel twice in 14 days. So if I am going to do a change, I want to put more intensive thought into why am I doing it, if it needs to be done, and all that. It's been Great Cloudy Day ever since we've been here, so it kind of, my logic was, I mean, you would still find it if you typed in Great Cloudy Day for a length of time until people understood it was clouds of gray. But we're going to do I'm going to read from Jesus Calling today. August 26th. I appreciate everybody that showed up in the live stream earlier. It was a live stream called The Dilemma of Existence, or Existing, or I don't remember. But just in case anybody that's new to the channel or anybody that didn't see the live, if you want to go check that live out, I think if you're into deep thought and stuff, you might like it. There was a lot of good conversation. Of course, we even talked about other things towards the end. A little bit of comic books and stuff, but it was interesting nonetheless, and I enjoyed it. So August 26th. Trust me in the midst of a messy day. Your inner calm, your peace in my presence, need not be shaken by what is going on around you. Though you live in the temporal world, your innermost being is rooted and grounded in eternity. When you start to feel stressed, detach yourself from the disturbances around you. Instead of desperately striving to maintain order and control in your little world, relax and remember that circumstances cannot touch my peace. Seek my face and I will share my mind with you, opening your eyes to see things from my perspective. Do not let your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid. The peace I give is sufficient for you. There's 3 reference scriptures for anybody interested. John 16, verse 33. Psalm 105, verse 4. John 14, verse 27. Yeah, so... so today I'm having a little more coffee. I haven't been having a lot of coffee, and today I just chose to, but I'm still feeling heavy-eyed and slow. Haven't ended that stream very long, and haven't even went on a walk yet. I'm kind of like trying to figure out what else I need to do, and I realized I needed to do a video. I didn't need to, don't have to, but I've created this as a thing, we have created this together, like I started the channel and everything, but through the community and people that interact here, I feel like it, I even said this in the live stream today, I don't want it just to be about Gray Cloud. But of course, I largely the conversation would start with from my center of point, but it can go to wherever, other people's viewpoints are important as well. So it's not like I'm not an expert at a lot of what I even talk about. I'm an expert for myself based on my own experiences, and that's about it. Kind of like my friend said the other day in a comment, like his expert opinion based on his life, his belief, whether that's the same belief as mine or not is irrelevant. It's, a lot of times we're dealing with things that we can't necessarily prove tangibly. And so we fall in a line of like, some people believe some things, some people know some things, and a lot of those type of things you can't really prove to nobody. So, I feel like I'm in a better headspace this morning than I wasn't in a bad place yesterday, but some of my thought patterns were a little off, and I explained that also today. Not that anybody has even watched this far, maybe you just watched long enough to see the devotional, but I'm trying to like reflect on what that devotional particular reading means to me, maybe, trust me, in the midst of a messy day. When I say that yesterday was a messy day, maybe a little bit, but I found peace within it. And only messy in my own head. It wasn't messy physically. It wasn't messy dealing with other people yet necessarily. It was messy in something inside of me. It might have appeared to myself that the initial cause of my disgruntledness was somebody else or some other thing. But I learned quickly yesterday, much of what I already know. But I was relearning, hey, it ain't got nothing to do with nobody outside of Gray Cloud. It ain't got nothing to do with anything outside of myself. So the discomfort came from myself being somewhere and not understanding, And right here, I'm feeling that today for myself, whether you think this message came from anything or not, just take this line alone. When you start to feel stressed, detach yourself from the disturbances around you. So even if it didn't come from a Jesus Calling devotional and you don't necessarily believe in anything, that is a pretty logical statement, I think. And I say it that way because there's people that watch that don't necessarily agree with everything going on. But we're not meant to always have the same experiences. We're not meant to have the exact same perspectives all the time. And I know that. It's just sometimes the human mind my mind will take over, and maybe I resort back to, taking something personally, making an assumption, not doing my best. Instead of desperately striving to maintain order and control in your little world, relax and remember that circumstances cannot touch my peace. And I think that's what's been going on for me, because I've been reiterating, I'm practicing presence, trying to. There's large portions of my day that I'm taking note throughout the day. It might be just a few seconds at a time to several minutes at a time and multiple times a day of I'm realizing those moments where there's no thought, where there's just a peacefulness. There's just this calmness of some sort, and I become aware I wasn't thinking about anything. It was just a blissful moment of being in the moment. And the more I seem to be able to find the awareness of that, I bring myself back to the moment more and more throughout the day. So it becomes a more extended period throughout the day. Like even right now, even though I'm talking and it seems like I'm thinking real hard and all this, I'm in the moment. And I've said this a blue million times. This moment here, making a video. For you, it'll be a moment when you're watching the video. You won't have a clue to what I'm doing at that moment when you're watching the video. I don't know what I'll be doing. Will I be doing anything? Will there be a moment after this? I don't know. Anyway, let's not go any longer, Gray Cloud. So I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I want to just say I'm very grateful to just be breathing today. And once again, I'll reiterate, if you're going through whatever you're going through, we don't always have to do it alone. Remember that. And especially if you're someone that's uncertain about your beliefs, or like you don't see much, like never be afraid to reach out to somebody, even if it's in a comment in a video, to the right person. I know there's a lot of people out there that'll come at us sometimes out of the blue online, and that keeps some people from reaching out, maybe. But I'm just meaning, don't ever be afraid to say in a comment on my videos that you're maybe not having a great day. Or like if I'm in a live stream, you can share that you go, whatever's going on. Like, that's the way I like to think of it. Y'all take the time to listen to me when you're watching, and I may be sharing my grievances, I may be sharing my happiness, but you listen to me a lot, so why wouldn't I even pay attention to something you're telling me that is going on in your life? Like, if it's really relevant, if I see that it's a real distressor, or even if it's a good thing, feel free to share. And I went a little longer than I thought, but I'm letting it roll, the flow. Gotta go. Mr. Gray Cloud here, say to the eternal moment, over and out. Ditto.